everyone you will ever meet knows something you don't. With this quote from Bill Inye, I welcome you to another edition of this wonderful program on Radio Education Today. Education Today is a program that aims to call the attention of the public to education matters as they affect the effective running of the educational system and the achievement of educational goals. This comes on air every Saturday from 3 o'clock to 4 p.m. West African time on this station, Light Radio. Our goal is to educate, inform, orientate, and entertain the society on educational matters, address issues affecting the educational system, influence public opinion, and drive effective educational policy by the implementers of the policies. For your comments and contributions, please follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Light Radio, on Twitter at The Light Radio, on Instagram Light_Radio, on YouTube Light Space Radio, and you can also call or send a message to us via SMS or WhatsApp on 0809 738 4000. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, the program continues. Please stay with us.
Ẹ̀kọ́ ló láyé táwa yìí sẹ́, ẹ̀kọ́ dára púpọ̀. Ẹ̀kọ́ ló láyé táwa yìí sẹ́, ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dẹni gíga, ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dépò ọlá. Ẹ dákun yé ẹ̀yin òbí wa, tẹ́ bá lówó kẹjọ kẹtọ́ wa. Ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dẹni gíga, ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dépò ọlá. Ẹ dákun yé ẹ̀yin òbí wa, tẹ́ bá lówó kẹjọ kẹtọ́ wa. Ẹ dákun yé ẹ̀yin òbí wa, tẹ́ bá lówó kẹjọ kẹtọ́ wa.
If you just joined in, you are listening to Education Today on Light Radio. First, we kick off with the news segment. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the news on Education Today, reaching you live from Light Radio. I am Nima Ibrahim. First, the headlines. Federal government approves establishment of 7 new tertiary institutions. Strikes. Tinubu orders release of 4-month withheld salary for ASU members. Now matriculate 18,679 new students as VC charges freshmen on exemplary conduct. And on the foreign scene, California enacts law requiring teaching of cursive writing in schools. Now the details. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the staggered establishment of the 4 colleges of education to be converted into federal universities of education, as well as the establishment of 2 federal universities of agriculture and 2 federal universities of medical and health sciences and 5 colleges of education. Assistant Director, Press and Public Relations Obilo Duru Augustina Okechi, in a statement signed on Friday on behalf of the Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, said this was in line with the present administration's commitment to ensure continuity in governance and policy consistency. She said the approved institutions for which the establishment process would commence immediately are the Federal Universities, Federal University of Medical and Health Sciences, Kwale, Delta State, Federal University of Agriculture, Mubi, Adamawa State. Colleges of education also converted to Federal Universities of Education are Adeyemi College of Education, Ondo, and Alvan Ikoku Federal College of Education, Owerri, Imo State, while the colleges of education are Federal College of Education, Ilawe, Ekiti State, Federal College of Education, Ididep, Ibiono, Akwa Ibom State, and Federal College of Education Technical, Yari, Kebbi State. According to her, the establishment and conversion of these institutions is a further demonstration of President Tinubu's education for the renewed hope agenda and will help in improving access to tertiary education in the country, she stated. President Bola Tinubu has approved the release of 4 months without salary to members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU following their 8-month-long strike in 2022 as the previous government had consequently imposed its no work, no pay order, which denied the university teachers their salary. But according to a statement issued on Friday by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, in invoking the principle of the presidential prerogative of mercy, the president has approved the partial waiver of the order. It said the action was to mitigate the effect of the ongoing economic reforms in the country and in recognition of the faithful implementation of the agreements reached between the federal government and the union. Similarly, the president has granted what he insisted is the last waiver of the no work, no pay on resident doctors following the implementation of the agreement reached with the National Association of Resident Doctors NARD over their recent strike. Recall that the no work, no pay order was instituted against striking members of NARD on August 1st, 2023. Following the commencement of their industrial action, which began on July 26th and ended on August 12th of the same year after several constructive engagements between the federal government and the union. The Vice-Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria, now Professor Olufemi Peters, has implored new students of the university to exhibit exemplary character as they embark on their academic journey with the institution. Speaking at the 25th matriculation ceremony for the university students held in Abuja on Friday, Peters said, "Many people will be interested in your academic performance and character. I therefore implore you to be good and worthy ambassadors of the National Open University of Nigeria." The ceremony, which matriculated 18,679 students from the 8 faculties of NOW, also took place virtually across the 114 study centers of the university nationwide. Meanwhile, it is worthy of mention that 13,477 of the matriculated students enrolled in undergraduate programs, while 5,171 enrolled in postgraduate programs and 31 in PhD programs to join the open and distance learning community, which comprises a total of about 150,000 students in the 114 study centers across the 36 states of Nigeria and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Lastly, speaking on the benefits of the open and distance learning ODL system of education, Peter said ODL enables one to learn at your choice of pace and place, irrespective of race, gender, distance, or creed, while giving you the flexibility of choice over what, when, where, and how you wish to study among an array of available programs. 14-year-old Ikma Abimbola Abdulkarim from Al-Ikma University International School, Kwara State, has emerged winner of this year's National Female Debate Championship held in Lagos. Abdulkarim beat 4 others to emerge winner after speaking on the topic, "Should governments or parents regulate the use of social media by children? And is artificial intelligence, AI, a threat to humanity or a step further in civilization?" The National Female Debate Competition was organized by TVC Women Network, an initiative formed by female staff of TVC Communication to empower the girl child towards nation building. The maiden edition was held on October 16, 2021. Addressing journalists at the event, the Director, People, Culture, Experience and Operations, PCEO, Kemi Sholumi, said over 200 were selected from various schools across the country. Sholumi noted that only 5 students and schools made it to the semi-final stage, while 2 from the 5 made it to the finals. According to Sholumi, this year's competition was aimed at creating a platform that will enable young female students across Nigeria to express their intellectualism towards the growth and development of the country. The winner was rewarded with 1 million naira, while other finalists went home with 500,000 naira, 300,000 naira, and 100,000 naira for the second, third, fourth, and fifth positions, respectively. And on the foreign scene, while much of the world races to put keyboards on as many instruments as possible, one state has just made a law to ensure that students are taught how to put pen to paper. California Governor Gavin Newsom signed into law a bill that requires the teaching of cursive writing across the state. California Assembly Bill 446 amends the state's education code to include instruction in cursive or joint italics in the appropriate grade levels for grades 1 through 6. The bill turned law's author, California Assembly member Sharon Quirk Silva of Fullerton, told the Sacramento Bee that the bill is intended to help students to be able to read and write in cursive with the benefit of being able to read primary source historical documents. That's all on the news for today. But before we go, a quick recap of the major stories. Federal government approves establishment of 7 new tertiary institutions. Strikes. Tinubu orders release of 4 months withheld salary for ASU members. Now matriculates 18,679 new students as Vice Chancellor charges freshmen on exemplary conduct. And on the foreign scene, California enacts law requiring teaching of cursive writing in schools. That's the news. It was compiled by Nima Ibrahim and edited by OLUBUNMI KAZEEM. Don't forget, for the coverage of your educational seminars, trainings, competitions, fairs, among others, you can reach us on 0702 507 4268, or you can send us an email via educationmediaservices@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.
Dára púpọ̀, ẹ̀kọ́ ló láyé táwa yìí sẹ́. Ẹ̀kọ́ dára púpọ̀, ẹ̀kọ́ ló láyé táwa yìí sẹ́. Ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dẹni gíga, ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dépò ọlá. Ẹ dákun yé ẹ̀yin òbí wa, lẹ́bàá lówó kẹjọ kẹtọ́ wa. Ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dẹni gíga, ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń gbé ní dépò ọlá. Ẹ dákun yé ẹ̀yin òbí wa.
That's all we can take on the news for today. Right now, we'll take the profession of the week with Saeed. Hello, Saeed.
Hi, Nima. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good afternoon. You have the floor.
Okay. Good day and welcome to the segment for the profession of the week. I am your host for this segment, Saeed Aremo. As usual, we x-ray a particular profession or field of human endeavor within the educational sector, and I will be telling you what it is about, the knowledge and educational qualifications required for admission into tertiary institutions, the areas of specialization, the economic rewards, years of training required, and schools that have the accreditation to offer these courses. Today on the show, we'll be looking at software engineering. We'll be taking a closer look at the course and the professional lives of individuals who study this course. Software engineering is a dynamic and evolving field at the intersection of computer science and engineering. It encompasses the systematic design, development, testing, and maintenance of software systems. These software systems are the foundation of the digital world we live in, running everything from mobile apps to large-scale business applications. Software engineers play a crucial role in transforming complex ideas into functional, user-friendly, and reliable software solutions. Their work involves not only coding but also problem solving, project management, and a deep understanding of user needs and technological possibilities. Software engineering is a systematic approach to software development. It applies engineering principles and practices to create software that meets high-quality standards. These fields include several methodologies and best practices, such as agile and waterfall models, to ensure that software projects are completed efficiently and effectively. Software engineers work with programming languages, development tools, and frameworks to build software systems, taking into consideration factors like performance, security, and scalability. Careers in software engineering are diverse and offer a wide range of opportunities. Software engineers can specialize in various domains such as web development, mobile app development, data science, artificial intelligence, and more. Here are a few common roles in this field. Software developers. Software developers design, code, test, and maintain software applications. They work in various sectors, from gaming to finance, and create the software that powers our daily lives. These developers, that is front-end developers, focus on the user interface and user experience, ensuring that websites and applications are visually appealing and user-friendly. Backend developers work on server-side programming, databases, and application logic, making sure everything runs smoothly behind the scenes. DevOps engineers streamline the software development and deployment process, improving collaboration between development and IT operations. Software engineering offers strong economic incentives. According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, the median annual wage for software developers in the United States was over $100,000 in 2021. Software engineers and those with specialized skills can earn significantly more depending on their background and location. The demand for software engineers is projected to grow rapidly, ensuring a stable job market and competitive salaries in the coming years. Pursuing software engineering degree in Nigeria. To study software engineering or computer science in Nigeria, prospective students typically need to meet a specific admission requirement set by the universities and the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board. This option includes a combination of good grades in relevant subjects such as mathematics, English language, physics, chemistry, and further mathematics, with satisfactory scores in standardized tests and meeting university-specific criteria. Universities in Nigeria offering software engineering and computer science programs are many. Some of them include the University of Lagos, Obafemi University, OAU, Ahmadu Bello University, Abu Zaria, and the Federal University of Technology, Akure. These universities provide a diverse range of programs and opportunities for aspiring software engineers and computer scientists. That's all we can take with the portion of the week. I remain Said Arimu. Education Today continues. Please stay with us.
That was the profession of the week, but right now we take the country in focus. Good afternoon. You are welcome to the Country in Focus segment where we consider a particular country of the world, its basic features, and most importantly, its educational system for the benefit of you, our listeners. I remain Nima Ibrahim. Today, the country in focus is Turkey. Turkey, where East meets West. Turkey is a transcontinental country that straddles Eastern Europe and Western Asia, boasts of a rich historical and cultural heritage. With a unique geographical position, diverse landscapes, and a blend of modernity and tradition, it's a nation that has so much to offer. From its vibrant cities to its ancient ruins, Turkey is a land of contrast. Turkey's educational system is well regarded for its diversity and accessibility. It comprises a mix of public and private institutions, and it is designed to cater to students at various levels of education. Here's an overview of the Turkish educational landscape. In Turkey, education starts with pre-primary schools, although attendance is not compulsory at this stage. Primary education, however, is mandatory and lasts for 4 years in Turkey. It provides students with a foundational education in subjects like Turkish, mathematics, science, and social studies. And then after primary school, students move on to secondary education, which is divided into 2 stages, the lower secondary and the upper secondary. The lower secondary education also lasts for 4 years and provides a more comprehensive curriculum. Students can then choose between various upper secondary education tracks such as general high schools, vocational high schools, or Anatolian high schools, which offer more specialized education. Turkey has a robust higher education system with numerous universities and vocational schools. University entrance is determined through a centralized examination system, which includes the Higher Education Institutions Examination known as YKS. Students can now choose from a wide range of academic disciplines, and Turkish universities offer bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degree programs. The country has made significant investments in higher education in recent years, with an increasing number of universities offering programs in English in order to attract international students. While Turkey has made strides in improving its educational system, there are challenges to address. Ensuring the quality of education in all regions of the country, promoting inclusivity and diversity, and enhancing vocational education and training are ongoing priorities in the country. Turkey is also fast becoming increasingly attractive to international students. Turkish universities are actively engaging in international partnerships and exchanges. Many offer scholarships to international students, further enhancing the nation's global position in the global educational arena. Turkey's educational system is a reflection of its commitment to providing accessible and diverse learning opportunities to its citizens while also welcoming students from around the world. With its unique blend of history, culture, and forward-thinking education, Turkey becomes Turkey continues to be a compelling destination for learning and exploration. That's all we have for you on Country in Focus. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. You are still on to Education Today on Light Radio, and we're moving into the discourse segment, and our guest is very much here with us. On today's episode, we are discussing establishment of more tertiary institutions, a necessity or wastage of scarce resources in Nigeria. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Friday approved the staggered establishment of 4 colleges of education to be converted into federal universities of education. He also gave approval for the establishment of 2 federal universities of agriculture and 2 federal universities of medical and health sciences, as well as 5 colleges of education, which were already approved by the last administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, those institutions whose establishments would commence immediately after the Federal University of Medical and Health Sciences, Kwale, Delta State, Federal University of Agriculture, Mubi, Adamawa State, Adeyemi College of Education to become Federal University of Education, Ondo State, and Alvan Ikoku College of Education to become Alvan Ikoku Federal University of Education, Owerri, Imo State. Now, the new colleges of education are Federal College of Education, Ilawe, Ekiti State, Federal College of Education, Ibiono, Akwa Ibom State, and Federal College of Education, Yauri, Kebbi State.
Does the government have the funds and capacity to effectively run these institutions? Were their establishment based on need or political considerations? What should be the educational priorities of the government actually? How can we make our institutions better and more effective? These are some of the posers we seek answers to. Joining us on the program today via telephone is our in-house analyst, Joining us on the program today
He's actually here with us in the
is
studio.
our in-house analyst and educational consultant, researcher and lecturer at the University of Lagos, Mr. OLUBUNMI KAZEEM. Good afternoon, sir.
Don't forget you can be part of the discourse by sending your comments and questions to 0809 738 4000, or you can also drop them as comments via the live video feeds on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Now, before moving into the discourse proper,
All right.
Okay,
Good
so-
afternoon. Sorry. Good afternoon, Nima. It's a pleasure to be here.
good afternoon.
All right.
Okay, so quickly, without further ado, what's your reaction to the news of the establishment of these new institutions? What do you see to it?
Well, to be candid, I was not surprised actually, because if you look at the introduction that you gave, these institutions were originally approved for establishment by the last administration
Okay.
of former President Muhammadu Buhari. So the establishment came at the tail end of that administration. But the reality was the fact that, yeah, on paper, you have the establishment. But in reality, the federal government has not effected that establishment. So it was more like, yeah, we approved it. But the new administration would probably come in to implement it.
Okay.
So, but now that the president himself now gave the go ahead, 7 of them at a go, 2 universities, one University of Agriculture, one University of Medical and Health Sciences, then 2 universities of education based on the conversion of 2 existing colleges of education. So you have 2 universities of education, then you have 3 colleges of education newly established. Now, for me, I would say that I'm a bit disappointed.
Wow.
Now,
Okay.
yes, as much as I know that we would say, yes, we need more institutions because of the absorptive capacity of the current universities. But I'm also looking at it that this is a government that has always been telling us it doesn't have money to fund education. The same government that has actually effected the increment of fees in our various, federal universities. Then the same government now decides to go ahead to implement the establishment of these new universities. So for me, it's neither here nor there. You might say, yes, we need them. And at the other time, on the other end, I would say that, are we truly sure we need these things?
Or do we even have
Because,
the money to fund them?
I'll give you an instance. We have already some states having many federal institutions.
Okay.
Delta State, to be specific. You have a Federal University of Petroleum Resources in Delta State. Are you with me?
Yes.
So, ordinarily, we also have Delta State University there, DELSU. Then, now you're also having a Federal University of Medical and Health Sciences, Kwale. Same Delta State. Now, the question is it that you have many students in these states who have no access to university education? Come down to a state like Lagos.
Yes.
Lagos has only one federal university.
Yeah.
And you have many students who require access to a federal university beyond the University of Lagos that exists there.
That's true.
The only federal polytechnic that we have in Lagos is Yaba College of Technology.
Yes.
And the only polytechnic that we have in the only college of education is Federal College of Education Technical at Koka.
Yes.
Now, the other existing universities, the other existing colleges of education and polytechnics are actually state-owned, and they have actually been scrapped because they have been converted. So the implication is Lagos now, beyond Yaba College of Technology, does not have any public, polytechnic. Ditto a public college of education beyond FCET or Koka. Are you saying, for instance, the people in Lagos do not require more of this? when you look at the number of students that actually require access to, this. Then you have a state like Ekiti State. You have Oye Ekiti there. You have, in fact, the state university that you have in Ekiti is almost about 3 or so state universities. Now, you also have Federal University Oye Ekiti. Now, there are colleges of education. You also have Polytechnic. Then, you also have... So, the question is, what exactly is going on in the mind of the government? The government is actually confusing the people. Are you truly interested in education, or you're trying to, hands off education? Because you are appropriating and appropriating at the same time. And that's where, for me, it's a form of confusion. So I really don't get the idea of this government. The same government that is saying, yes, we will give you education, we will do this, came up with student loan. Till now, no modality as far as the student loan is concerned. And you have fees already increased in these tertiary institutions. So I'm not surprised, but I'm a bit disappointed.
Okay.
I'm confused at the same time.
Yeah, I know you touched on it actually, but just for you to clarify, the establishment of these universities, were they based on need or political considerations?
God bless you. If it were to be based on need, then you actually look at states that require them. Now, the idea of just establishing universities just anyhow started with the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan, who felt that we must have a federal university in every state in Nigeria. So for those that did not have, he had to just establish them. Not necessarily because the citizens of those states required these institutions. And the question would have been, and that's why, so it became a case of let it go round. It's a national cake. Now, he left. There came Buhari. And the trend continued. But unfortunately, it's not on the basis of capacity of the government. It's not based on the need of the citizens. Because I mean, based on the need of the citizens, let me tell you, some of those that actually attend, universities, that enroll for university education the most, are actually Southerners, Southwesterners, and Southeasterners. In fact, I pity the Southeasterners more. Because check the records of those who actually write UTME every year. No, let's check it. So compared with the Northerners who write, that at the end of the day actually been, absorbed into Southern universities on the basis of educationally less developed states. I'll give you an example. University of Lagos considers all the 19 states in northern Nigeria and the states Bayelsa and Ebonyi as the 21 educationally less developed states for its admissions. And the question is, how many people are enrolled from these states? How many people come from these states actually to southern Nigeria for education? And even in their own school, what's the standard? And what's the enrollment like? The population. So, if you're to look at it, it's more of political reasons. And if you're to check where these things actually come from, it's from the National Assembly, where a particular lawmaker would feel like, I am sponsoring a bill so that at the end of the day, when my people ask me, what did you do? I gave you a university. At least I sponsored a bill that made the government establish one institution. So we have now turned tertiary institution into a constituency project. And that's the basis. Seriously, let us check. That's the basis for the establishment of all these institutions. Anybody that will sponsor this will say, and if you're to look at a lot of them, when they sponsor that bill, they will not look at where exactly it is needed. Everyone wants to bring it to his own hometown. Now, look at currently, even that institution that was to be established in Ilawe Ekiti,
Yes.
there has been continuous battle between two communities in Ekiti State as regards where that institution will be located. Two royal fathers were almost, fighting themselves, and the two communities. In fact, there were protests that it has to come to our town. No, it should go to that person's town. It's a case of where does the governor want the school to be? So which land are you providing? So that at the end of the day, that is where the school will be sited. Or there is already one existing federal secondary school that can be used as a takeoff for such a project. So it is actually not on the basis of need, but for political consideration, constituency project. And at the end of the day, what you are doing is to just increase the cost of governance. And not necessarily because those institutions are needed, because there are already institutions serving some of these communities or some of these states. Because let me use states as a basis now, not necessarily communities. Because if you take cases of community, the each person will say, oh, because you were the one that represented this, particular federal constituency, that was how you took it to your hometown. Don't worry. By the next election, I'll also make sure that I become the one representing the community, so that I would also go and sponsor one particular. Okay, you have brought a college of education. In my own time, I will probably sponsor a federal medical center or a polytechnic or one. What exactly have we turned education to? A political game. And unfortunately, that's why we are where we are.
All right, so thank you for providing that background and throwing more light on, the reasons why these these bills are being passed into laws. So I would like to come in from the angle of the points why we have this program. It's one of our aims and objectives of this program, which is to help the government and policymakers make informed decisions for the benefit of everyone. So my question now is, what do you think should be the educational priorities of the government?
Now, God bless you. If you're to look at the existing institutions that we have, now, where would you, for instance, place the first or the oldest tertiary institution that we have in Nigeria now, which is actually Yaba College of Technology? Where would you place Yaba College of Technology in, the community of, reputable educational institutions in the world?
In the world.
In the world. Yeah. Where would you place universities in Nigeria? We don't talk about reputable universities in the world. If you are to look at Times Higher Education ranking, no Nigerian university comes between 1 to 400. Where you will find the first set probably will be between 401 and 500.
I think 800 in fact.
No, probably you would see one there. Then the next set you see from 501 to 600, probably you would see two. Then from 601 to 800, you probably see another two. That's the way we have been. And that to us is even real progress, that we even seriously, it's something that we celebrate, that we even featured on the Times Higher Education ranking, because before now we were not even there. So, and you're talking about the biggest economy in Africa. See, if you are to look at that ranking, you would see not less than 10 South African universities on it. In fact, you have South African universities featuring among the first 200 in the world. Universities, not university. You would also find something similar with Egypt. Now, these are economies that we should be competing with. In fact, we should be ahead of all of them. As the biggest economy, as probably where you have probably the most, educated, citizens and what have you from Africa. But then, where are our universities? Now, if I were to also look at the quality of what makes a university, in terms of the quality of our research output, the quality of our, studentship and things like that. In the current situation, I'm not talking about in the past. Because a lot of times we always try to dwell on our past. Trying to celebrate our past glories. I'm talking about the present. So, as a result, for me, I think that the priorities of the current government should be how we can improve the existing institutions, how we can expand their absorptive capacity, such that if ordinarily a University of Lagos is having a studentship of probably 50,000, is there anything wrong in expanding the capacity of University of Lagos to admit as much as 100,000 students? To have 100,000 as students? Let me tell you, there's a university in South Africa, UNISA. Just like our own Open University. See, when it comes to open distance learning, it has the biggest in the, if not in the world. It's in South Africa, UNISA. Now, these are the kinds of things that you expect to see. Go to our hostels, go to our classes, go to our libraries, go to our laboratories. Where are they? And you compare them to other top universities in the world today, or even let's not go to the world, we'll say it's too much. Let's in Africa. Where is actually the research funding for our universities? Where is the scholarship for students in our universities that you say truly this is real scholarship? For how many students? Why are Nigerian students protesting the increment in fees? How much are we talking about here when you compare to probably private universities? But the reality is, can you compare in terms of infrastructure? How about the remuneration of workers in the university system? Can you compare with what we get in other African universities? Let me tell you, the African universities that pay professors averagely of something around $6,000 a month.
Every month.
No Nigerian university professor earns up to $1,000 in a month.
I don't even think
Now,
they're ready
with
for
the
that.
current rate, in fact, no Nigerian university professor earns up to $500 in a month.
That perfect.
And you want to retain the best of hands in our university system. You don't want those that are there to become frustrated. And when they probably, go on a protest or they go on a strike, what do? No work, no pay. So instead of establishing more institutions, are we making effort to maintain the ones that we have so that they can become global standard? They can compete effectively with other ones in the world.
Well, that was a very passionate discussion. So on that note, just like as a closing remark, what would you like to recommend to the government concerning establishment of tertiary institutions?
First is, for now, I would say the government should actually enforce an establishment, freeze
Okay.
for tertiary institutions.
No more establishment.
No more for
Should
now.
just be pinned.
Let us suspend the establishment of newer universities and improve the current ones. Improve them in terms of facilities, in terms of funding, in terms of recruitment. Are you with me? In terms of studentship, in terms of, the quality. Let us work on the quality of the input as well as that. If you improve the inputs, then the output would also improve.
Yeah, automatically.
That's number one. Number two is also the fact that let us stop the idea of politicizing education, especially turning the establishment of institutions to constituency projects. We need to reorientate our National Assembly. And when probably they sponsor such bills, the president should veto it. No, it's important we do that. The number three is, let us see how we can actually improve the linkage of our institutions with the industry, such that we can have more private participation in the funding of education, such that you can have projects being sponsored by some of these, industries. See, it is here in Nigeria that you do research and you start looking for money later. In other places, industries would come and say, we have this problem. Okay, universities, take these funds. Help us conduct research so that we can get the result. It's on the basis of the funds and the need that is available that faculties in these universities will now recruit students for PhD, for masters and things like that. That is what they use as their research. Our own research, they end up in the bookshelf of the departments, and the lecturers, I supervise this particular student. That is where it ends. Because they are not actually need-based and they are not funded. They are self-funded by the students. It's not ideal. That's not how to run universities. See, really, if you want to run universities, let us know who want to run universities. Our university, let me tell you, the budget of Harvard University is bigger than our entire education budget in Nigeria.
Just one
One university. So, and we want to compete with such. So, if you are serious, if you want to run education, let us run education. If you are not interested in education, let's just hands off so that the citizens know that they are on their own.
Yeah.
Because ordinarily we know we've been on our own. We provide our own electricity, we provide our own, everything. We fix our own roads, we provide our own security, provide our own healthcare. So let them just come out and tell us. So instead of saying you are promising free education, where you know actually what you are giving us is nothing of quality that none of your own children can actually attend. So why are we deceiving the citizen? Don't deceive the masses. No education is free anywhere in the world. Someone somewhere is paying. So if government is ready to run free education, let it be ready to also sponsor it and fund it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. This particular topic has been an enlightening one, and we appreciate you for joining us as always. That's all we can take on this discuss segment for today. We would like to appreciate our in-house analyst, Mr. OLUBUNMI KAZEEM, for the beautiful insights he has provided on today's program. Right now, we will move on to the words of the Mabu segment, where we take a look at memorable quotes that are educational as well as inspirational to everyone. Today, we have a quote from Alexander the Great. According to Alexander, I am indebted to my father for living, but to my teacher for living well. That's our words on the Mabu for today. Let us raise our voices to condemn the kidnap of students. So, this is to inform you, our esteemed listeners, that you can advertise your products and services and also showcase your events on our program. This you can do by calling the number 0703 953 8998 or 0702 507 4268. Thank you very much for joining us today. Let's know how you feel about today's program through our various platforms on Facebook /Education Today, on Twitter @Education Today, on Instagram, education_Vico2DAY, on YouTube, Education Space Today. You can also send an email to educationmediaservices@gmail.com. Many thanks to the entire crew of Education Today and the management of Light Radio. The supervising producer has been our own person, T-Wise, from the control room. Do join us same time next week on this station. I am Nima Ibrahim. And
See you next week and goodbye.
goodbye.